Join us as we take a look at Western Massachusetts and the people that serve our community.
Okay, so my first question for you would be, what's the story of this business? What made you choose to go into this industry and not a different one?
Theodore's is a 30-year-old restaurant bar. Started off by two guys named Teddy. We purchased it about 12 years ago, and started doing a lot more blues, a lot more barbecue. And just been kept it going.
Yeah, it's beautiful and it looks like a ton of fun to be at. All right, so I'd love to ask, why Springfield? What makes a restaurant in Springfield different than anywhere else in the world?
Well, I think Springfield's unique, and it's a small city, but has a lot of big city amenities. You know, between the Symphony Hall and City Stage, Springfield Falcons, it's got a lot of diverse activities to do.
Mm-hmm. Sure. Okay. Another question I'd love to ask you is, what would you say your biggest opportunities are in 2011? What's the one thing that your customers will really notice about you this year?
I think the one thing that we've changed over the last few years is we've really expanded the things that we do in the kitchen, changed the philosophies and how we prepare, cook, and serve our barbecue. We bought 3 new smokers, and so we're smoking food 24 hours a day, all night, all day long. And you know, the ribs that you eat for lunch are put in the smoker in the morning, and the ribs that you eat for dinner are the ones that we put in the smoker in the afternoon, so everyone's getting fresh barbecue right out of the smoker. Mm-hmm. It's a 24/7 process, but it's been working out really well.
I would definitely say it's hard to have an interview when it smells this good in here. It is distracting. All right. So, so what are some of the ways that you try to get your message out to people? How can people find out about you?
We use Facebook and our website. We try to just keep doing the social media stuff and keep out there and keep our name out there. The bands help us bring in new customers all the time through their fans and through their social media stuff. But most importantly, in the restaurant business, we just try to promote what we do one table at a time, one customer at a time.
Yeah, it's a great philosophy. Okay. So what would you say is the most important thing that you do to maintain an ongoing relationship with your customers? What are some of your favorite lines of communication with them?
I'm just here. I'm here all the time, and you know, if I'm not here, one of our managers is here, and you know, we work the floor. We talk to customers and see what's good, what's bad, and what we can work on, what we can improve on, and just try and really make this a great place to not just eat, but to hang out, enjoy, and talk about it.
Wonderful. All right. Another question for you. If you could give one piece of advice to an aspiring entrepreneur or even a long-time small business owner trying to run a successful business, what would that one piece be?
To love what you do, to have a passion for what you do. If you look at, you know, people that are successful, they love what they do. Mm-hmm. And so, I mean, that's the kind of the niche of life, is trying to find something that you really love doing.
Right.
So you said you were here for 12 years. Obviously, this is a big place for blues. Can you tell me what's the biggest blues act, the best blues act that you've seen that you always remember? Like, I saw these guys and it was great.
Man, we've had so many. There's been so many great shows, and so many are memorable for different reasons. At the top of my head, it's just so many. Spot. I love all the Chicago players. All the Chicago players that come through. You know, Luther Allison, Bernard Allison, Little Charlie. It's my favorite. So many nights and so many great events we've had here. And you know, when the music starts and the hair stands up on the back of your neck, it's an amazing feeling, and it's fun doing, and I really enjoy it. Probably the most memorable moment I've had here as far as music goes, and probably the thing that, you know, I joke about and make fun of myself for, is back in, I think it was about 2000, we had John Mayer play here, and he was much younger then and not known at all. No one even knew who he was, and I remember it was I was working the floor and it was busy and I was doing my thing, and I heard him play all these Jimi Hendrix songs, and And I was thinking to myself, I was like, who's this kid think he is? Coming into Theodore's, and, the home of the blues, and rocking out Jimi Hendrix stuff. And I just, that memory of that stuck with me. And then, 3 or 4 years later, he's on
MTV, on everywhere.
He is.
Huh?
Well, you got to tell me, was he any good?
He was very good.
Was he?
Good.
I just, he was young, and he looks young now, but he looked even younger then, and green and inexperienced, and he obviously loved the music and loved what he did, but it was just, I remember thinking that the whole time, and then all of a sudden I'm reading Rolling Stone, and there he is in Rolling Stone all the time.
That's awesome.
Like that. All right. So I'm gonna ask you one more question. You did say you smoke, you change your stuff in the kitchen, you're smoking ribs all day, you're putting in this hard work. So now you're here all the time. You obviously eat your own food. So if a customer was to come in, what would you say is a thing they needed to try before they left your doors? I know there's a lot. I've had your chili. It's amazing. With meat, without the meat, it's amazing. But what's the thing that before you leave, you have to try this?
Yeah.
What is it?
I think there's so many things that we do here and things that we make homemade and scratch all the time. The ribs and the wings, the smoked ribs and the smoked wings, I think they're my 2 favorite things, and I think they're the product that that really emphasizes what we do here.
Great. So we're going to close it out, guys. Talking to people out there. Visit them on Facebook, Twitter if you have one. Come down for the smoked ribs and barbecue and the blues. But we want to thank you very much for interviewing with us, and hope to see you again in the future.
Thank you.
All right. Thank you.
Thank you very much. I appreciate it. I'm so nervous.
No, yeah.